Now let's examine the basic premises of pluralist theory. You will recall that I have previously said that pluralist theory was developed in the 1950s and 1960s as a challenge to the fundamental assertions of the elite theorists. The fundamental underlying premise of elite theory is that there is only one important set of interests in American society, only one set of interests that have any real influence over policymaking. The American system is, according to the elite theorists, a democracy for the few. The pluralists countered in the 1950s and 1960s that this assertion was nonsense. There is not just one set of interests that matters, rather there is more than one set of interests. Plural means more than one. In fact, there are many different sets of interests in American politics that may have influence over policymaking. According to the pluralists, the central fact of politics is a competition and interaction among group interests. Note that I said group interests, not interest groups. When we speak of interest groups in American politics, we are speaking of formally organized groups with a political agenda. Pluralists include such groups in their formulation, but are really talking more broadly about sectors of society. The elderly as a sector of society, women as a sector of society, racial or ethnic minority groups as sectors of society, people who own and operate businesses and laborers as sectors of society, people who live in the Northeast, the Midwest, or the South as sectors of society. There are, of course, formal organized interest groups that purport to represent the interests of each of these broad sectors of society. All of these groups are in conflict with one another to influence public policies developed by government to their interests. Third, public policy decisions and actions made by government reflect the balance of influence among competing group interests. Government's role is that of an arbiter, arranging compromises among the competing groups.